Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Denny's in Minecraft step by step, block by block, including the interior, for all of your city building needs. I am hidden somewhere in the intro of this video. If you spot me, leave a comment down below. The first person to find me will have their comment pinned. This is the amount of space required to make the build. I would recommend copying this grid into your world, and if you do, to find the starting position, begin at the front left hand corner of the grid, count backwards, find the 7th block. That is where we start. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin the build by placing 4 red concrete in a row on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then extend backwards by 1. Then place 7 red terracotta to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Extend forwards by 2. 1, 2. Place a black stained glass to the right. Then a red terracotta. Black stained glass pane. Leave a gap. Black stained glass pane. Red terracotta. Black stained glass. Red terracotta. Extend back by 2. 1, 2. Then extend to the right by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place a red concrete. Extend forwards 1. Right by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then extend backwards by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then in by 1. Then extend towards the back of the build by 9 using birch planks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then place a red concrete. Extend forwards 1. Right by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then extend across the back of the build by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then extend inwards 1. And place 7 red terracotta extending right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Extend forwards by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then right by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then extend inwards by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then extend right 1. Leave a gap. And then right by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place a red concrete to the right. Extend forwards by 1. And then right by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then extend towards the front of the build by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then inwards 1. Then place 9 birch planks to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Place a red concrete on the end. Extend forwards. And then just simply connect all the way back to where we first started. And that is a chaotic floor plan if I've ever seen one. Next, we are going to remove all of the grass from inside of the building. This includes underneath the windows as well, so don't forget those. I'm partly saying that to myself. Oh, and here as well. So Now I am just going to replace the entire floor with spruce planks. There are certain parts of the build where you may want to swap this out for something else, but we'll just discuss that when we get there, because I'm actually a little bit conflicted myself. Also, whilst we are at the back of the build, I'm just going to chuck a spruce door here. So that's just a back entrance for the employees, basically, and that is something that I could easily forget later on. Also, at the front of the build here, I'm going to place... I'm going to go with red terracotta, I guess, for underneath the glass, but red concrete could also work. It also doesn't matter that much, it's literally just like 2 blocks, but that is the floor complete. Next, we are going to start working on the walls. I think that the best place to start is at the front. So, to begin, we are going to turn these red concrete shapes into squares, like this. We will extend each one of the 4 corners up by 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we will just connect them to each other. So I'm just extending one corner up and then down and around, just like so. And for the outer parts of these squares / cubes that we have created, we are just going to fill those in with black stained glass. And you know what? I said that we're starting at the front, but maybe we should just do this all the way around the build, because we have to ultimately anyway. So 1, 2, 3, and then just around and down. And then the outer part of these in with glass. I'm not certain what to do for the inner part, whether to leave them like this or to add some red concrete. I think we will tackle that later, but we have 2 more of these to do. 1, 2, 3. And then just this last one, 1, 2, 3. And there we go, we have all of the cubes, which sounds weird to say because we're making a Denny's. But we're coming back to the front of the build. We are going to place here 1, 2 birch planks extending right. And then 2, either glass block or glass pane. I'm going to go with pane for these ones, so 1, 2. And then just place birch planks extending right. Add another row of glass on top of our glass. And then 4 more layers of birch planks on top of the planks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can just extend these across the top of the window. And we can just join everything together like this. And we will also extend this birch plank here just across to the left to cover up this empty space, and we'll extend it back a little bit so you can see how it kind of like sits on top of the cube. And we are also just going to add mangrove slabs on top of this wall section like so. Maybe we should do this later, but I guess I'm doing this now. And then on top of the red concrete area, we are actually going to place a layer of mangrove slabs that overhangs the red concrete like this. But it doesn't connect back to the wall around the sides, if that makes sense. It kind of just falls off flat. And not only that, we want to add some mangrove stairs above this window too. And now that we've done that on this side, we should go ahead and do the exact same thing over here whilst it's still fresh. So here we will place 1, 2 birch planks, 2 black stained glass, birch planks extending left, add another row of glass pane on top of the glass pane, 4 rows of birch planks, 1, 2, 3, 4, on top of the birch, extend it across the top of the window, connect everything together. Perfect. And then mangrove stairs above the window. We also want to extend the birch planks across to the top of the cube and then back a little bit, kind of just sitting along the inside of it. We can add mangrove slabs to the top of the walls, like this. And we also want to add the mangrove slabs across the top of the cube, like this as well. That is looking pretty good. So not only that, we are going to now make the main entrance itself. So step 1, we add another 2 rows, 1, 2, of glass on top of each of our glass blocks. So just like this, whether they be pane or regular. We will then build up the birch planks in between these, just like so. We will add another row on top of this, extending all the way around, just like this. Then we will extend this flat row of birch planks forwards by 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like this. We will then place a row of red terracotta here. So we leave a gap of 2 from this corner, place a terracotta, and then extend birch planks up to meet it. We'll do the same thing on this opposite side, so leave a gap of 2, red terracotta, and then birch planks extend up to meet it, just like this. Next, we are going to place some mangrove slabs around the edge of this area. So just along the front of this, extend off to the side, and then back one. And then start extending the mangrove slabs up, just like this. And we want to connect in a certain point. So when we hit this point here, we are actually going to stop. So you see how we just connect to the roof like this. We will add some birch planks along the insides, just like so, so that we don't have anything showing from the outside. We will then add another mangrove slab here to the side, and we will do the exact same thing on this side, so extend all the way up, just like this. And then some birch planks along the inside here, and that is looking pretty good. Then we are going to place a row of mangrove planks here, and a row of mangrove slabs here. We then extend this slab inwards on both sides, and we place a row of red concrete in between them, just like so. We then extend the red concrete up by 5 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the whole thing. Perfect. We also want to extend the sides of this back by 6 rows as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm actually just going to loop it around the inside like so, just to make a solid shape. I always find it easier. And I'm going to extend the corners up as well. So up and across to everywhere, just like this. And the corners down. And then we will fill the sides in with red concrete. Perfect, and then we'll fill the top of this in as well with red concrete because it doesn't really matter too much. And then we will add a row of mangrove slabs around the edge, or you can fill the top of it in, but I'm just going to go around the edge because once again I don't think it matters too much. We also want to extend the mangrove slabs / blocks, I don't know which are which because I've used slabs for these, so here we go, to connect to the center, just like this. And we want to place a yellow concrete here in this position. So on the front of this area that we've just made, extending down from the top corner, yellow concrete, extend across to the right to the equivalent position, extend down by 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, and then take the 2 middle blocks on both sides and just extend them outwards, and that is where we will ultimately write Denny's. Next, let's move around to the right side of the build. So we'll start here, I think. We will place 1, 2 birch planks in this position, 2 black stained glass pane, and then a birch plank, 2 black stained glass pane, and then 2 birch planks. We will extend the glass pane upper row. We will add an extra row of 1, 2, 3 birch planks extending up. Notice how it connects to the front of the build. And we will just extend the planks up. We'll fill all of these little bits in with birch planks as well. And we'll extend across to the top of the cube here. And then we'll just extend across a little bit more. So just to show us the direction we'll be going. We also want to add some mangrove stairs above the birch planks, and we will add some mangrove slabs on top of the roof as well, although the actual building itself will stop there, lining up with the corner of the cube. Oh, we also have to add the mangrove slabs on top of the cube as well. I almost forgot about that. There we go, fantastic. And we're just going to repeat this onto the opposite side since it's literally the exact same. So come over to the opposite side, place 1, 2 birch planks along this wall, 2 black stained glass pane, plank, 2 glass, planks, extend the glass pane upwards like this. And then we can simply place all of the birch planks in between. I'm not counting it out this time because we can just extend from the top of the wall. Makes more sense, I think. And we extend to this point here, and then I'm just going to extend to the edge of the cube. We can add the mangrove stairs above the windows. We can then add the mangrove slabs to the top of the wall, just like this. And then we can also add the slabs to the top of the cubes as well. So it will look like this. This is looking pretty clean. And since we're on this side of the build now, it's actually really simple now that I look at it. So we're actually going to start off by extending this row of birch planks just all the way across the back of this wall. We will then place an additional row of birch planks on top of our birch planks like this. Notice how it lines up with the front of the build. We will then add a layer of mangrove slabs on top of this, just like so. On this left side, we want the same window that we have on the front, so it's 2 birch planks like this, 2 glass, and then just birch planks extending across. I'll extend the planks up and across the top of the window to make the glass pane easier to place, and then stick some mangrove stairs above it. It might actually serve us well to extend and connect these red terracottas here together on the inside of the build, and then we can just place birch planks in between and extending across above this door all the way to this side. There is no window on this side of the build, so we can just have a complete clean canvas. And we are also just going to place here on this is the bathroom, by the way. The door will actually be right here, and we can steal this door, so the door will go right here, just like this. And then we can place on this corner 1, 2 birch planks, and then 2 black stained glass. Add a row on top, birch planks on top, stick mangrove stairs in front. We then want to place an extra row of birch planks just above this window, and then we can extend across and down to the corners. So we'll just do this on both sides, and then all the way forwards as well, just like this. And we can fill the walls in using the birch planks. And I'm just going to add some mangrove slabs to the top of this wall, which will give us this. Next, we are going to head inside and make the roof / ceiling. It's both. So here in this position, we will spread a row of light grey terracotta. I don't know why I separated those two words. Light grey terracotta across the inside of the building. Perfect. So we also want to spread this into this room as well. So just at the back, this basically equates to us just connecting the top of the walls together like this. But there is a little bit more. We also want to extend these birch plank blocks forwards and backwards with the mangrove slabs on top. So we'll do this here and here on this side as well. And then we also want to, I know that this is so random, but we want to add some mangrove slabs like this, so almost as if the roof is continuing down into the top of the roof. The Denny's that I modeled this build after does this, and for some reason I feel absolutely compelled to also do it, even though it makes no difference whatsoever. Okay. Now that we've done that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do a bit of landscaping. We'll start with the sides of the building and end up at the front. So I'm just going to rip up. Do you know what? We can actually remove all of the grass and grid from around the sides of the build. Once again, we'll leave the front of the build for now. We'll do that last because that requires the most scaping. And just over here as well. So along the sides here, podzol, ferns, feel free to swap the plants. I always use this. It's my favourite combination of an earthy block and a plant, but not everybody's a massive fan like I am. Next to this door, or rather in front of this door, we will place 1, 2, 3 rows of stone extending outwards like this to the edge of the grid. And we will add a row of podzol across the back here with ferns inside, just like so. We will also add a row of smooth stone here on the right. We will then add 3 rows of cyan terracotta, 1, 2, 3, starting from the right, extending left. White concrete, 3 more cyan terracotta, 1, 2, 3, and then a stone. We will then extend each one of those blocks all the way forwards, just like this. And we'll just add some yellow carpet to the tops of the cyan terracotta, and that is our little section complete. Leads us all the way over to here. So along the back wall, just going to place podzol with the ferns. And then in front of this, I've actually opted to just place smooth stone, but you could make like a little rockery garden or something if you wanted. I'm actually considering right now, I'll grab the blocks for it in a second, something a little bit different. So I'm filling this in with smooth stone, and then just here, podzol and ferns. This is a very minor addition, but I'm thinking maybe we could add a bench by placing 2 pale oak stairs in this position, with pale oak signs either side, and then just a bin in the form of a cauldron with a flipped up oak trap door to the right of it. And then maybe, can we somehow make this a little bit less sterile? Like, can we add some stone to the center of this or something? Will that make a difference? Does it make it look silly? I don't know, maybe something like that? Oh no, I think that looks alright, to be honest. So now that we have done that, we are just going to move all the way around the front, and first of all, we just actually have to remove all of these blocks. So we'll remove all of the grass and grid, and then we'll start with the actual details. To begin, we will place 2 rows of smooth stone, extending from in front of the building, just filling in these little gaps like so. We'll extend the smooth stone here on the right, just to meet the edge of the grid. And then we'll also extend these 2 smooth stone here, forwards, to once again just fill in this empty space. We can then divide this area in 2 by placing a row of white concrete straight up the middle, and then cyan terracotta inside this empty space. Then we can add some yellow carpet to the back row of cyan terracotta. In this corner here, cauldron, oak trapdoor flipped up above it, pale oak stairs here underneath this window with pale oak signs either side, and this is perfect. We want to repeat this onto the opposite side. So once again, we'll start off with 2 rows of smooth stone just directly in front of the building like this. We'll extend this left one forwards and these right 2 all the way forwards as well. Gives us the perfect amount of space to split in half with white concrete and add cyan terracotta inside. Add some yellow carpet to the back here. Then a cauldron in this corner, oak trapdoor here, pale oak stairs here, underneath the window, pale oak signs either side, and that's perfect. And after that, all we're going to do is just fill this area in here with smooth stone. And that gives us just one thing left to do. We must of course make the Denny's sign. So throw down loom, open it up, yellow banner in there with red dye. First, we have to make D, which is the pale sinister pattern. Put yellow dye in there, apply the lozenge pattern, put red dye in there, and apply the pale dexter, chief, and base patterns. Next, E. This is the pale dexter, chief, fess, base, then N, pale dexter, pale sinister, bend. Next is Y. This is bend. Put yellow dye in there, apply the perfess inverted pattern, red dye back in there, apply bend sinister. Next is an apostrophe, which is simply the sinister canton pattern. And lastly is S. This is the chief, base, and bend pattern. And with these banners applied starting here, D, E, N, N, Y, apostrophe, S, we have our Denny's sign. With that final detail added, ladies and gentlemen, we are now able to head inside and begin work on the interior. Step 1, we are going to make the seating area, which occupies most of the right side of the building. To begin, we will place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stripped spruce wood extending out from in between those windows. We will then extend the end left and right by 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Same thing on this side, 1, 2, 1, 2, and also the middle as well, so 1, 2, 1, 2. We'll add an extra row along the middle to separate both sides like this. We will then make the booths by placing mangrove stairs along the inside of the rows of stripped spruce, like so. Then polished black stone wall in between these stairs, just like this, with yellow carpet on top to not only tie together all of the colours, but also to make tables as well. We also... I'm in 2 minds about this one. So, on the ends here, I don't know whether to use flipped up spruce trap doors like this, or whether to use some spruce shelves. Like, I think that the shelves might look a little bit better, but I do also think that it's a very minor... Let's do this. So let's do trapdoors on this side, and let's do shelves on that side. I think I have my favourite. I'll let you guys decide yourself, but I'm using spruce shelves like this. I think that looks pretty good. We also just want to add some glass pane here and here just to separate the booths a little bit further. And not only that, we want a set of tables along this wall and that wall as well. To do this, we will here place 2 polished black stone wall with the yellow carpet on top, mangrove stairs here, and then leave a gap, place mangrove stairs, polished black stone wall, mangrove stairs, with the, once again, the yellow carpet on top. You can see how that they're kind of parallel to the booths a little bit. Then, all the way over here on this opposite side, we want the exact same thing. So I'm just going to start here, place the table, then the stairs against it, leave a gap, and then the double table, just like so. And I'm realizing that we do also just need to clean up these parts a little bit. So I'm just going to fill the cubes in with glass because I think it's kind of interesting, if nothing else. And we'll do that here and here. I think it's kind of like an intriguing part of the restaurant, so we are just going to keep them. We could, of course, just clean them out completely, like we could turn this into like a bit of a corner wall, but I kind of like them. You know what else I kind of like as well, but you guys might not, is the stairs above the windows on the inside of the build. I mean, I don't know if that's a bit too much of a choice or not, or maybe perhaps like some spruce stairs instead. I don't know whether it's a little bit too crazy. I actually like the mangrove. That might be a bit too much. I'll let you guys decide. Next, we have another small seating area to make. To position this, we line up with the center of these booths here. We count and find 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth block, place a red terracotta with a row of birch planks extending up to the ceiling like this. And then either side of this, we'll have polished black stone wall with yellow carpet on top. And then we will have mangrove stairs either side of the tables. And that is perfect. We also have some lighting to add as well. So we will place a lantern here and surround said lantern with bamboo signs, just like this. That's perfect. And we also want those same light designs above where we have the tables as well. So it lines up with the end of the tables. So here and here. And we'll have it on both sides. You'll see how they kind of like extend out in a row. It's kind of satisfying for some reason. Perfect. So I'm also just realizing as well, as I do this, we don't need to necessarily have the stairs on the inside, or rather extending in front of the birch planks. We could also have like red terracotta above the windows instead. Or we could, again, have the stairs, but like on the inside, like... I'm not sure which I like better. I'm not sure if I just prefer a plain wall as well, like... plain... red terracotta, stairs in front. I might even prefer the stairs in front. I'm actually going to leave it like this, and I'm going to have a little bit of time with it. But we do also have to add the lanterns as well onto this side. So here and here. Welcome to my brain, by the way. Just constantly just ADD, thinking about something else almost all of the time. There we go. That's perfect. So that's looking pretty good. Before we move on, we are going to place a decorated pot here with a flower pot inside of it, fern here, and the same thing all the way over here on this opposite side. I think that a painting could look good as well, depending if we get the right one. That one looks pretty good. And then we should have a single one here as well, because why not? I think that that looks pretty decent. Next, we are going to make the kind of like breakfast bar area / just counter space. To begin, we are going to place a spruce wood in this position, or strip spruce wood I should say. Extend right 2, and then back 2. And then we will place a row of 8 light grey concrete extending right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Extend forwards 2. 1, 2. Leave a gap of 1 to the right, and then place a light grey concrete against this wall. Extend the light grey concrete up the wall, and then we just want to connect both sides together, but leave enough room for a door. So I'll just stick a door here just to make it nice and simple like this. We also want to create a solid wall by placing light grey concrete here, extending back, and then we want to extend it back further, a 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, just like so. We'll extend this all the way up, and then we'll extend across to this far wall, just like so. And we want to have another entrance. So this one, I think I'm just going to leave it open. I don't think that we're going to stick a door here, but this is looking pretty good. We will then place a row of smooth quartz slabs here in front of the light grey concrete. We can then add some seating by placing an end rod every other block with polished blackstone pressure plates on top. And we can add item frames in front of these with flower pots, just maybe like to the left of these item frames, and then we can add some like red candles here, some yellow candles here to represent different sources. And we can also stick a painting on this wall as well. That one, I think that one's perfect. So all the way over here, we will have a till. This is a polished blackstone stairs here, heavy weighted pressure plate here, and then you could stick some stuff along the counter as well, maybe like a cake or something. I don't know why I fancy sticking a cake here. Absolutely not really sure why at all. Maybe even a couple of cakes, because why not? And then along this back wall, over here on the left side, we will place 2 red concrete in this position at the bottom and 2 at the top. We can place a brewing stand here, flower pot here, and then a couple of levers just extending down from the upper red concretes. To the right of this, we will place a blast furnace, cauldron, 3 cyan terracotta, 1, 2, 3. Remove the 2 light grey concrete above the 2 end cyan terracottas. Then right of the terracotta, blast furnace, cauldron, terracotta, just like this. Above the furnace slash cauldron slash terracotta combo, we will place iron trapdoors, like so. We can also add some item frames about the place as well, so like here, 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 cake here, because why not? I'm obsessed with cake for some reason. We could even stick like a brewing stand here as well. I did consider that we could also add some paintings above here too to make it a little bit more colourful, but I'm not certain if I like that or not. What if we just keep it above here? It's weird that it's the exact same on both sides. We also just want to add like a rug as we enter, so it's going to be something like this. Maybe it comes all the way up to the counter here, so I want the rug to kind of like occupy maybe this much space, something like this, and it's just going to be made out of red terracotta. I think that's all right. Maybe a lectern here as well, because this feels like a little dead, so I think a lectern would look good. And this is really starting to come together now. Like, I really like this. And we can also stick another picture on the wall, because why not? Maybe we'll go for a 2x2 this okay, well, Minecraft. Yeah, you know what? That one. Why not? That looks just fine. And then we will occupy these item frames, by the way. But before that, we are going to come into the back here, and we just want to stick some red, or rather some black glass inside of here. And then this is just kind of, oh, and here as well, because why not? And this is basically just another little mini kitchen slash storage area. To begin, we will place 2 fridges. This is made by placing 2 rows of 3 iron block next to each other. Iron bar here, and then over here as well. Iron bar here. We will then place a cyan terracotta here on this left side. 2 furnaces extending right, and then 2 cyan terracotta extending right of that. We are then going to place a brewing stand here, flower pot here, polished blackstone pressure plate here, item frame here, stick some stone stairs above the furnaces. You could even change... Nah, you know what? Let's keep the window here anyway. It doesn't matter. So we can just do that. And then we are just going to place an iron trapdoor here, item frame, white banner flip down, and just kind of like in the corners we can have like a bit of storage, some barrels and maybe like a chest or something, but probably not over that side. I think that might be a bit too much. Maybe maybe that will do, and that's looking pretty good. And we can fill up some of the item frames with just some minor items, and maybe even add some turtle eggs just above here. So I'm thinking on the grill we can have just like a steak here, and then we can just move back around into this part, and we can just give people different things, so like steak, chicken, some sort of bowl of something, an egg here, and then just kind of like rotate between. I like the turtle eggs for some reason, I don't know why, but do feel free to add more items if you like, but, you know, just something like this. Maybe even some horn coral fan to look like hash browns or something. I'm not certain, but that's not looking too bad at all, which leads us into the final part, possibly the most important after you've had breakfast, the bathroom. So first of all, we will place an upside down smooth quartz here, gap here, with flipped up or down spruce trapdoors on top. We will then separate these with rows of spruce planks and then spruce slabs on top, and then furthermore with spruce doors in front. Do feel free to leave a couple of these open. And then along this wall, row of light grey concrete, item frame here and here with flipped up or down levers. We'll do one of each. And then lastly, throw down a loom, open it up, light blue banner in there with white dye, apply a bend pattern, a gradient pattern, and then black dye in there with the bore jaw pattern. And we'll stick that above the item frames, and that is... I mean, that's the bathroom pretty much. I did consider adding a light in here, but I think it might be a bit too much. If you want, you could add like a pot or something just over to the right. You could even add like a hand towel or something, although that would probably be a bit gross. We would probably want a hand dryer, but I didn't really want to add one anywhere. I thought it was quite nice and balanced as it is. And with that detail added, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially completed this tutorial. However, this video is not over. We must now add our Denny's into our city. Oh, guys, this really is the most difficult part of every single video. I don't know where to put it. Part of me feels as though that it should kind of be in this area for some reason, but I'm not sure it fits the vibe. Or maybe once again over here in the new suburban suburbs, which needs the biggest renovation known to man. For some reason, I keep coming back to here, and I have no idea why. Like, Waffle House would probably be a better fit. It genuinely makes me really sad to put these things directly into storage when I've just made them, but there's just nowhere else for it to go at the moment. So for now, unfortunately, it is in suburban storage, but I promise it's not going to be here forever. You may be interested in becoming a channel member. You can click the join button that will be somewhere on the screen right now. This does cost money and is a monthly subscription, but you do get some perks. The first of which is a download link for my city design world. This has every single build that I have placed in my city, arranged in order, and labelled. This perk also comes with schematics for the mods Lightmatica and World Edit, so you can easily reference and copy and paste these builds into your worlds in any way that you'd like. However, if you're not interested in any of that building business, the highest tier allows you to download the most current version of Mini City. There are also some minor perks, including loyalty badges displayed next to your name whenever you comment something down below on my videos. Depending on how long you have been a channel member, you gain a more prestigious helmet, with the highly coveted gold builder's hat being the most valuable. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.